Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at Simic Merfolk in Explorer. This is a collected company deck, just because collected company is very good, and most tribal decks should try to include it if possible. At least one's doing the, 2-mana Lord beatdown plan, which we are. In the 3-drop slots, we have a single Kumena Tyrant of Orazca. I don't love Kumena. In particular, I think Kumena is best in long games, where you can really leverage, the tap 5 untapped Merfolk, put a counter on all of them thing. In particular, tribal decks don't really want games that long, so he's the best in a type of game that you don't want to have, which is why we only have one of them. Next up in the 3-drop slot, we have 4 Vodalian Mindsingers. This is just a wonderful card for messing with kind of creature-based opponents, stealing their Bloodtithe Harvesters or Supreme Phantoms. If you have Lords down while the Mindsinger enters the battlefield, it will use that kind of power and toughness for its theft effect. So like with one Hexcatcher down, it would enter as a 3/3 and be able to steal anything with 2 power or less. If you're able to kick it, it can actually steal some pretty big targets. If you kick it with a Lord down, it can steal a Shieldred or whatever, like a 4 power thing. Just a nice card that messes with opponents' kind of board development. In the 2-drop slot, we have 4 Merfolk Mistbinders. Not a lot to say about it, just a good 2-mana Lord that helps pump the rest of the team. We also are running 2 Deeproot Elite. This is kind of like half a Thalia's Lieutenant. It's not an amazing card, but we're a little bit pressed for Lord effects that are like as good as Mistbinder and Hexcatcher, so this is kind of filling that slot. I would love to run like a Master of the Pearl Trident, Romero Regery, or something like other Merfolk Lords that are higher power, but this is just a way to kind of, increase the power of the team. Snowball a little bit works well with the 1-drops in particular. We are also running 4 Merfolk Tricksters. Merfolk Trickster is a really good card that people might kind of misplay. In particular, tapping creatures is better than you might expect. The kind of go-to example here being that if you're playing against Greasefang, you can tap the Parhelion before it attacks to prevent yourself from taking 15 damage, and hopefully kill your Greasefang opponent before they untap again. But yeah, it just gives us a lot of play versus, any kind of big beatdown creature that we don't want murdering us. We are also running 4 Vodalian Hexcatchers. So, a few things to mention with this Lord. The Sacrifice a Merfolk to counter a thing ability is great. Unfortunately, you can't counter Supreme Verdict, one of the most common sweepers in the format, but generally you will want to counter sweepers of like Sweltering Suns, Meathook Massacres, etc. Big Planeswalkers too, or even just spot removal on higher value targets. It's contextual and something you will want to think about while you have the Hexcatchers down. Also, it's easy to kind of miss or mentally ignore that this Lord has Flash, which is nice because you can actually like flash it in on your opponent's end step, which helps kind of nominally protect it from what little sorcery speed removal is in the format, and that can also kind of give you additional play, messing with creatures, getting whatever 1-drops and 2-drops you have down tougher and bigger to maybe block and kill something that they wouldn't have otherwise been able to kill. Yeah, just a very flexible and powerful Lord. We are also running 4 Silvergill Adepts. Not a lot to say about this card, it just kind of cantrips when it enters the battlefield, draws a card. You will want to keep its sequencing in mind because you pretty much always want to reveal another Merfolk with it, so that can be a little bit tricky depending on your hand, but just the fact it's so kind of card efficient is great for us. We are running 4 Kumena's Speakers in the 1-drop slot. This is just a 2-mana 1/1 pretty much all the time, so yeah, just very efficient for the stats. We are also running 2 Mist-Cloaked Heralds. This just can't be blocked and gives us a way to kind of push through damage on stalled out boards, which is handy. We are running 2 Dive Down just to get a little bit of extra protection and kind of interaction in the deck, so we're not purely reliant on Vodalian Hexcatcher to kind of stop big scary removal effects. And we are running 2 Benthic Biomancers. This is just a 1/1 that can adapt to get a 1/1 counter on itself and draw and discard a card. So again, kind of 1-mana 2/2 and card draw. Worth noting, if you're unfamiliar, you can only adapt once, So this isn't something we rely on for ongoing card advantage. It's kind of like the Silvergill Adept, cheap card advantage body for us. I almost forgot to mention, if you're interested in this deck or interested in Merfolk, but you're missing some of the rares and stuff, I would add more Mist-Cloaked Heralds and potentially River Sneaks, depending on how many cards you're missing. Unblockable threats are just a good way to push damage, kind of regardless of matchup. They don't always work, like often the raw stats from like a Deep-Root Elite and stuff will be better than having unblockable threats, but they are a pretty decent stand-in, or like decent alternative, if you're looking to build out a deck like this on a budget. That about covers the deck, so let's get on to some gameplay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this hand. Give it a keep. Come as Speaker on 1, Silvergill Adept on 2, probably. Do we need to just shock in the breeding pool? Make our mana flexible, and like you have my coasts ping us anyway, so yeah, pretty fun. I never remember what Kahira does. I guess they might be a control deck based off of the mana we're seeing, because if no creatures are in your deck, you can run Kahira, because companions are a cards that were designed for some reason. Yeah. Do that, reveal a Merfolk. I guess technically I should be playing this on the second main. I'm not feeling that finicky about it. Sure. So yeah, if we're versus a straight up and down control deck, we maybe want to flash in the Hex Catchers, actually. This is a bad matchup for us because of Supreme Verdict. Or like, it can be. I've won blue-white control as a matchup, but it is also not. The Mindsingers in particular are not great here. Yeah, I think I like being kind of patient with the Hex Catchers, just because this makes it relatively... Okay, Portable Hole does make the Lord a little bit less of a, high power, big excitement thing, but get one down. Mindsingers, yeah. Well, a bit awkward. But try to get a Mistbinder down. Again, I would rather slow roll a Hex Catcher here, I think. If they do, a Shark Typhoon token would still just be a 2/2, or sorry, 1/1, so we don't care that much about that. Okay. Fine. I'll do this, I think. Sacrifice a Merfolk. Keeping the Lords up is just cool and good. And yeah, normally I would be more looking to save the Hexcatcher sacrifice stuff for a move on there. Ooh, okay. Coco? Coco. I think, yeah. We let them have that one. The situations we win versus blue-white control are when they're relying on like 1-for-1 spot removal, because we have Coco and stuff in our deck and can kind of outpace it. Although our clock so far has not been quite as high as I would hope. They might get the counter spell here. Just one? Okay, that's not great. Low roll from the Coco. Yeah, we want more of our 1-drops and stuff, usually. So. Let's play down the command speaker pre-combat, because we can flash in the Hex Catcher and potentially counter something. Yeah, depends on what they're playing here. Another March, we just let them have this one. Yeah, lots of 1-for-1 spot removal, which is not great, but we can kind of fight through it. Would love for them to play out a Shark Typhoon or something. Oh, Supreme Verdict. Okay, so in that case, we are drawing a clue, or sorry, cracking a clue. Resolve. The land is a bit of an oof-owie, and playing out the Hex Catcher. I guess technically that's a minor punt in case they have another portable hole, but we just deal with it at that point. We are playing out Mindsinger on an empty board just because we need board presence, like 5/5, gain control of our own Hex Catcher. Woo! Kahira to... Okay, Coco gives us some play, which is nice. Just... Do we attack with the Hex Catcher? I think no. Just because of Shark Typhoon, basically. I wish we had... Settle the Wreckage, sure. Yeah, they have 2 up, and it doesn't matter. We'll ramp. Yeah, do the Coco on their turn. Hopefully we can get some good, like, high pressure hits. Ooh, okay. We could also Mindsinger that. We could also Coco into a Mindsinger. Yeah. Wonderful. Oh, thank you, opponent. I would like to Coco uncontested. Mindsinger and Mistbinder. The Mindsinger enters as a 4/4, so it can steal the Orphan Guard. And we get the win. Yeah, even though the Mindsingers are a smidge iffy in the matchup, we are able to actually put them to some use and secure the win versus Blue-White Control, one of our kind of worse or potentially patchy matchups on the ladder. Although the Hex Catchers give us a fair amount of play too, so, you know, it's just a tense matchup. Anyway, yeah, good game to the opponents. On to the next one. This hand is pretty okay-ish. We would like a Lord to get the Mindsinger's power up, but like Speaker on 1, Merfolk Trickster on 2, a kind of unbuffed Mindsinger can still grab some stuff, so not like a dead card or anything. We might just sorcery speed this to get the Commander Speaker higher power, which is a little bit awkward, but you know, we'll make it work. Plaza of Heroes is interesting. I don't think I've seen like a legendary Legends deck in Explorer. Much more common in Standard. I don't know if people like track my rank or whatever. I was testing creatureless counterburn in Standard, and it was neat, but it was not good. Geist Flame Reservoir is a fun card. Anyway, so we don't have the Lord for making the stuff. Nice. We can do this, though. Like, we can attack with both here. And if they're not playing around the Hexcatcher and they block with Thalia, we have 3/3s, first strike is a whole thing, etc., etc. Well, that just goes through. I do think I want to hide the Hexcatcher, like we have the option of flashing it in anyway. But yeah, I want to maybe encourage them to attack with the Thalia, not keep it on blocks, and push more damage next turn, especially if we can steal something with the Mindsinger. Like steal something even better than Thalia. General's Enforcer. Okay, so it's humans. Interesting, like Esper humans. Flash in the Hexcatcher here. And Hinterland Harbor is tapped, but that's okay. We can Mindsinger steal the General's Enforcer. Yeah. get Indestructible off of Thalia and attack with the 3/3s. So they are, if they're running humans, they're probably running Dire Tactics, which is instant speed exile for 2 mana. Wondering how much we want to hold up the dive down. I think stealing Thalia is pretty good here, if only because, if only because of our Coco we just drew. Like, we would love to cast Coco next turn and not get... Oh, pardon me, it's symmetrical. Why was I forgetting how Thalia worked? Dumb. Anyway, get Thalia, get a blocker out of the way. Smash with the 3/3s and the thing we've stolen, because we're expecting maybe a Wandering Emperor or... Oh, Urtai. Sure? So they get the Enforcer back and they get to block here. Definitely wasn't playing around Urtai. We do draw a Breeding Pool, which would have been good to have on the prior turn. Let's pay for that so we can hold up the dive down. I think we can probably force our way to the win here with Coco. Danik is a bit awkward. We would kind of like to hit another Mindsinger to like steal Danik or the General's Enforcer again. So 4 blockers. Yeah, I wish we had the dive down for the Urtai turn. That would have been nice. 4 blockers. Double Coco's pretty good. I'm just going to do this here. Oh, real awkward. Yeah, the General's Enforcer. I was hoping for like Lords or something. It's maybe incorrect to do that at sorcery speed too, just given that they do have 3 indestructible creatures. General's Enforcer is actually it's the thing that made humans viable for when it was very briefly viable in Standard, with like Judith the Scourge Diva and stuff. We will just get hit by Adeline. I don't think we care all that much about taking 6 here, and we'll free block the human token. Probably with their Thalia, just to avoid some like edge case situations. They discard a Kaito, which is interesting. But yeah, just take 8. So if we Coco at sorcery speed and hit a Mindsinger, 2 Thalias. Right. Okay. Boy, that's awkward. So the thing that does let us do is block the Adeline. The play we still have open to us. Attack with the Mist-Cloaked Herald to shove some damage. We can do this, which is good. And then on their turn we can block the Adeline with their Thalia. They might attack with more stuff to, yeah, try to be aggressive here. Keeping the General's Enforcer back because they're not utterly ridiculous. Danik is a good Rafine target. And they're dumping as many cards as they can. Okay, so we have to do something a little bit tricky here. We're still blocking Thalia with, or sorry, Adeline with the Thalia. We will... Oh no, we don't. We can't do that unless they... Oh! Oh, we have a play. This is deeply weird. I think we have a play. So, Hexcatcher can counter our own spells. And how much damage are we taking aside from that? Sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is okay. We can just block Denick and Adeline. So, pass to blockers, block. I'm going to put full control, hold full control on because I'm nervous I'm going to screw up how this works. We want to, yeah, 2 blockers. Dive down on literally anything, it doesn't matter. Let's say that auto pay, sacrifice, yep, counter our own dive down. Sacrifice the Comena's speaker to deny Denick's life gain. I guess we can pay this, it doesn't matter. It's not like we're doing anything at instant speed. So we don't get to do the Coco on end step, but we do keep them at 1 with a Mist-Cloaked Herald down. Menace, lifelink, okay. My turn. Coco. Just see if we can bully them, basically. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. 2 lords is pretty good. Unblockable, I don't think it really matters. Whoop. Whoop. I say instantly realizing it does kind of matter, because we can only attack with 4 things. Sorry, yes. No, I thought they had another blocker for some reason. Brain being dumb. Late recording. Woo! Sacred? Oh, gee. Why are you doing this to me, opponent? That is gross. Oh, we lose, don't we? Do wish we hit, yeah, Mindsingers for the General's Enforcer. Yeah, we can't. We can Hexcat. Well, that's this is one of those losses that I think is just interesting enough to include, I guess. If only for the Hexcatcher deny Denick life gain thing. I think if I play one of the Thalia turns better, we might be able to get them. But, like, playing around a Sigrid or whatever is just not especially reasonable, so I'm not, like, mad at losing this or whatever. Our opponent definitely, rocking their own, yeah. I'm blocking like this matters. Rocking an interesting Esper Humans build. So, yeah. Weird game. Yeah, lots of awkward points for us in that match, but good games to the opponent. Ooh, this is a pretty good hand. We will shock in the breeding pool on 1. Then probably do the Silvergill Adept. Just in general, you do want to play Lords later than the stuff they're lording over, both to make them less likely to be removed and to give them other creatures to actually make their effect relevant. And then, yeah, multiple lords is nice too for the Mindsinger. Maybe, no, don't be angels. Where? Reveal, if it is angels, I don't think. The Hexcatcher's actually kind of relevant. Being on the play here is helpful. I don't think being coy about it or like hiding it is super important though. Oh, Abzan Greasefang. Okay, so they're missing black mana right now. Weird. How does our sequencing work here? We can't get the Mindsinger downer, like it doesn't steal the informant. Deep Root Elite doesn't make anything sufficiently big. I'm gonna say that Hexcatcher sorcery speed is fine. We maybe should have gotten the Deep Root Elite down. Oh. I'm more excited to push damage with the Lords right now and like make it so our Mindsinger is potentially relevant. Sorry, no Parhelion yet, which is good. If I would love to draw a land here, just because Deep Root Elite plus Mistbinder puts a lot of power and toughness on the field. Like countering that Grizzly Salvage is not good or interesting. More Lords, hard to be too mad at that. Just do the sorcery speed one. Yep. I think we're fine even if they Greasefang. I would like a land. Wait, Greasefang gives them the cat? Crew. And we can steal a cat, so we're fine. Yeah, okay. This works. No blocks, just take 4. Mindsinger getting to be... they don't even... yeah, I guess they assume we just have some way to deal with one of their tokens or like put a little bit more power on the board. But the Mindsinger or the Hexcatcher both produce lethal with that board state, so yeah, we're just able to handily race Greasefang. Good game to the opponent. Kind of weird hand, but I don't know. Seems okay-ish. Hard to be mad at a Coco in particular and the Mindsinger. Good in creature matchups. Looks like we are probably getting Greasefang again. Mist-Cloaked Herald. Esper Greasefang? Greasefang until proven otherwise. Decline. Oop. Yep. Oh. And play out the other Mist-Cloaked Herald. I guess, theoretically, if we're versus some type of Esper control, yeah, actually paying for, or like playing untapped mana there would help protect against a Censor, but, it doesn't spark joy. So, some stripe of Esper control deck here, trying to figure out what our move is. I think I would like to get the Mindsinger out. Like, just fully blind fired as a 2-2. It's not incredible, of course, like you would like for it to steal things, but just gives us stuff to, lord over with a Coco hit in the subsequent turn cycle. Does theoretically kind of sort of overextend into like a Supreme Verdict or something, but, you know. Sure. Vanishing versus my 2-2. Oh, I'm utterly heartbroken. We're getting a surprising amount of control today. Or just often, like, mono red and stuff are more present on the ladder. Or Greasefang. Unmoored Ego. Merfolk Mistbinder, what? I mean, I guess? Just why would he not hit the Coco? Take action, pay 2 life, just sorcery speed Coco, I think. Although I guess hitting our lords, whatever. I'm just gonna try to get some stuff happening. So Deep Root Elite, put a counter on one of the heralds and swish. Attack in. Yeah, not hitting the Coco there is bizarre, and if they unmoored Ego again, we're pretty fine with that. You can't fire me, I quit. Literally no point to that, just, yeah. You know, memeing, another lord is kind of cool and good. I would consider Silvergill plus Hexcatcher a pretty good Coco hit. Just wondering, yeah, I think we can take this. Part of why I'm favoring this over the Coco is that the Silvergill does require revealing a Merfolk, and I would kind of rather just make sure all this sequencing works out and not have to fuss with it later. So smash, opponent just decides they don't want to, brain no work good. Decides they've had enough, and yeah, good games to our opponent. I think we'll end things there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Oh, like, subscribe, click buttons and stuff. It does help support the channel. Yeah, thank you again. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thanks to Alex, Spur, and Madjack, my $5 Patreon patrons. I have multiple tiers at the Patreon if you want to support that way. If you can't afford it, no worries. Just liking, subscribing, and generally engaging for the algorithm helps the channel a lot. Thank you again. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.